All right, we are live. Welcome to the second edition of the American Idiot Show, featuring myself, TJ Warren TV, and my brother, Oregon Gooner. This week, we have an epic panel. We have Jez from the Arsenal History and More. Jez, how are you doing today, my brother?
Oh, good man. All good. Yeah, peed off about last night. Another European league season thrown out the door, and that's not good enough, man. It's not good enough.
No, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. All right, we'll get further into that as we go along here. Prince Fuad TV on the road to 1K. Everybody making his first appearance on TJ Warren TV. Mikel Arteta's propaganda minister himself. Big up, Prince. How you doing, brother?
What up, TJ? What's going on? Thank you for having me on your show, man. It's time to conquer America.
We'll get into that. And then also making his first appearance on TJ Warren TV, the watch along master himself. He can do 3 simultaneous watch alongs while watching 15 games at the same time. Big up, Steve Strasburg. Steve, Newcastle Fan TV. How you doing, brother?
Up the fucking mags. Let's go. Up the fucking Maggies. Let's do this. What's up, man? Thanks for having me on.
Big up, Steve. Big up. No, and yeah, so this I was really excited about this show because not only did we get a Newcastle fan on, we have probably one of the most delusionally positive Arsenal fans I've ever met. So we get to have a really good conversation today. Yep, exactly, Dal. Exactly, my man. So again, big up these guys. Sub to their channels, smash a like, tell your friends to get in here if they're not out at the pub. This is a special St. Patty's Day edition of the show. So I'm hoping we can get Kyle Walsh on here. He said he might be able to hop on a little later, so we'll get the Irish volcano on here as well too. But let's go ahead and get into it, guys. So Arsenal crash out of the Europa League last night against Sporting. I will let DVS start on this one. We can start the group therapy session. Dal, what did you think of the game overall? Just give us your summary, and I'll ask some more directed questions.
Sure. Yeah, I just thought the overall game was stale. I didn't see much attacking impetus. We didn't push them hard enough, and I just thought it was a real kind of a shadow of the team that we saw, Sunday against Fulham, and that's my biggest gripe is that how can we go from world-class attacking and moving the ball, swiftly up the pitch and getting goals early and so forth to just a complete lack of even really a threat. I mean, I know we had nine shots on target. Their goalie played really well, apparently out of the skin. I didn't see anything specific that was so great, but they had, the luck of the rug yesterday a bit too. So, but again, we weren't pressing. I didn't see that press yesterday. At times it happened, but it's really obvious once we're missing Odegaard, the machine kind of slows down a bit, right? With that said, Fabio Vieira is not good enough. I think he needs to go out on loan. I'm not saying get rid of him. We've invested $34 million, and when Arsenal buys players, they are investments. They're not, just players that we try out and throw away like Chelsea do, or throw out, multiple kids on loan. But the fact of the matter is we just weren't good enough. And at home, I would, really disappointed. I know Gracie, and I think in the chat said the atmosphere was electric, but it probably wasn't very electric come 88 minutes, going into the final minutes of the game. It's just another letdown. And it's just so night and day compared to what we've seen against Fulham, just a few days before. And you start to wonder if, are we taking our foot off the gas a bit, But we'll see what happens this Sunday when we have Palace. I mean, I expect a 4-0 win in there, but that's another prediction for another time. So the fact of the matter is we didn't play good enough. Fabio Vieira is not good enough. Our defense was kind of weak, and we just looked weak in attack.
I couldn't agree more. Jez. I've seen you like I've seen you dejected before, but not quite like this. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, TJ. I find it frustrating, very annoying, to the point that it's abject mediocrity from Mikel Arteta in Europe. I just don't get why he treats cup competitions in this way. And I did a stream. I think it was last night. And there was people saying, "Oh well, but yeah, it's the Premier League, da 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 da." No, this is Arsenal bloody football club, and we have the worst record in the top 10 team in history in Europe of any. I mean, Aston Villa are better in Europe than Arsenal, and Ipswich Town are better in Europe than
In
Arsenal.
the 70s, Ipswich were crazy. They beat Barcelona, I believe, at home.
They
Nottingham
did,
Forest.
and they won a European trophy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, we are levels on European trophies with bloody Tottenham. Shocking. It's disgraceful. And for 3 years now, Arteta has thrown us under the bus. And it doesn't stop there, guys. It goes with the FA Cup. It goes with the Carrier Bag Cup. Now, in the chat tonight, we did earlier, there was a guy in there, it's basically the Premier League or top four. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you are in a competition at elite football, you challenge for everything. Why should we be different, guys, to Man City, Man United, Chelsea? They challenge for everything. Now, I respect you can't win everything, but at least you give it a go. We've been embarrassed for the last 3 years in Europe. And we've been embarrassed ever since, basically, I've supported Arsenal. I've seen Arsenal win 2 European trophies.
69-70.
Yeah, and I was at the second leg
cities.
of that. And I went to Copenhagen to see us beat Parma. I didn't go to the Champions League final. I couldn't get there, couldn't get a ticket. And it's embarrassing, man. We are one of the biggest clubs in Europe, not just England, in Europe. And we are shocking because Arteta threw us under the bus with that absolutely ridiculous lineup yesterday. Ridiculous. We knew what was going to come because when we went to Sporting Lisbon away, we got away with a 2-2. I predicted it Monday night. They were going to come at us. I predicted it on Lee's show when we did the podcast, and I said they are going to come at us. We need a strong midfield, and he pots in Fabio Vieira, probably one of the weakest midfielders in the Premier League at this point in time. Shocking, and he left him on for 100 minutes. Jokes, and I am still absolutely fuming.
No, I feel it. I think we all are a little bit more than disappointed. Prince, give us your take. I lift us up. Give us some hope, Prince.
Listen. I wasn't happy when we went out yesterday. All right, but even though I obviously in the group yesterday, some people didn't agree with the starting lineup. It wasn't the best, but I look at it that lineup did get us the lead. Even though it was a thing, the result was going in our way. I blame Arteta in a way, and I do blame the keeper in a way. The reason why I blame Arteta is because you're going up against a technical, a tactician. You know this manager Ruben. He ain't no. Do you get me? He ain't no walking up. He ain't no like average manager. He's a notable manager. He's one of the best managers in Europe. You know, 2 years ago, did he win a title with Lisbon? So you're going up against a man who knows what he's actually doing. So I feel like yesterday, the only agreement I didn't agree with, I did the one Zinchenko to start. I wanted Tini to start instead of him. Because there's something different. Like you can see they were always going down the left for like 120 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They were going they were always going down the same attacking side. And he didn't change it yesterday. And that's what worried me yesterday. That's the only things I thought, okay, you bring on Saliba, but I didn't agree with, okay, for instance, what at the start, and when he picked the starting 11 at the start, I didn't mind it. But then, when Rob Holding comes on, then Saliba comes off, then Tommy Yasu comes on, off. I mean, and then Ben White comes on. Bro, if that was me, I would have, if that was the case, you either go with your strong 11 or you go with your seconds. You can't mix and match, because the seconds will play better than the first team, because the seconds are going to go out there and try and prove a point to him. So, for instance, if Steven says, everyone gave Rob Holding a stick yesterday, but you've got to bear in mind, Rob Holding yesterday actually saved Ben White a few times. You know,
had a decent blocker too.
Yeah,
that's the state. That's the state of things.
I'm looking at football. I'm looking at football terms. I'm not looking at agenda. If people got a problem with Robert Holding, that's their business. But I'm going on what happens on the pitch. And what happened on the pitch, yesterday, Rob Holding actually saved Ben White a few times. He saved Arsenal a few times. Even the keeper, when he was heading the ball out and he was intercepting the play. So he did, but that's just football. But I'd rather yesterday, next time, you learn off this Arteta. You either go with a second team and you put Tini there, Rob Holding, the new kid, and Tommy Yasu, and in the middle, you should have me personally, you should have gone with Partey, Saka thing, won the game, then brought them on.
See, that's where I disagree. I think that lineup with all the seconds, that needs to be done in the group stage. We're in a quarterfinal. We're in a knockout. We don't have time to play the second stringers. Right? That's my point. Is I get what you're saying about playing the second string squad. Play them in the group stage. That's what it's for. Right? I mean, that's what I think. You know, we're in the quarterfinal. You want to have your pretty much the strongest team. And like Jez has said before, they did come at us. And also, they're young kids. We'll be fine if they don't get injured. We'll be fine for Sunday if he would have played a strong 11. They're 22, 23 years old. You know,
heading into an international break.
I completely understand the tactics that you're saying, for what I get it. But for me, that's a group stage. That's a group stage lineup.
Yep.
Yeah, but yesterday was confusing. As an Arsenal fan, I think every Arsenal fan was confusing. You know, it was confusing because you didn't like. It looked like oh, should I put Partey in now? Should I put Saka in now? You know, I don't think he really wanted to play Saka. That's my opinion.
Absolutely not.
He didn't want to play Partey and Saka.
Go ahead, Jeff.
2-1 Newcastle.
2-1
Really?
Newcastle.
Oh, you must be ahead.
We're about a minute behind in the States. The streams.
And to go back to the lineups and so forth.
Sorry,
Europa League,
sorry, apologise for interrupting you.
It's all right.
2-1 Newcastle.
All right.
Lucky you.
Oh, yeah, there he is. He just saw it. Okay, keep going, Prince. Keep going, brother.
I know. I was just saying, it was something that he has to learn off this now. The manager is still learning. He has to learn. Mikel, listen, I'm not with all this top four no more. I don't think when fans are talking about top four, forget about top four. You're going for the title. Next year you're in the Champions League. So get that winning mentality back in the club. Win the Premier League. Then go all out in the market and bring Champions League quality players, because you're not going to win. You're not going to get far with these players in the Champions League.
Right.
Agree.
I agree with that. Yeah. If we don't move on Vieira and replace him with a stronger midfielder, I mean, that's a valuable position. That's a valuable spot. You know, if you're a central mid, and even if you're third string, you're going to get game time at Arsenal. There's just no doubt about that. You know. Vieira's third string. He's not ready for Arsenal. He needs to be loaned out. We spent a lot of money on a chance or an experiment, maybe a project. Maybe Edu and Arteta think he's going to be the next, Portuguese superstar, which obviously is not going to happen. But the thing is that this is what we've talked about before with Arteta 2 seasons ago. It's 2 or 3 steps forward, and then it's 6 steps back. And where does the learning come, Prince? When is he going to learn? I know he's learning as a manager, but he's been with Man City for several years too. So the learning thing, I think that's, in my opinion, it's a bit of a cop out, but because he knows the squad in and out. He knows the squad in and out. He should put about a stronger squad.
I think you'll learn when he asks, if you like, I believe we're going to win the league. I believe Arteta's going to deliver this title. I really believe he's going to win.
I think it's going to happen after this weekend.
It's going to happen, and it's not a distraction. And when Mikel Arteta when he wins the league, and he tastes that success, he's going to say, I need to learn how to get it right in Europe.
Right. But how long do you want to wait for that? How long do we have to see us?
I don't really like
in these competitions because of his arrogance on selection and his arrogance on tactics.
Like besides the exception of maybe Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola, like sure. They were the quickest managers ever to win the Europe quick, innit? Like Pep Guardiola and Carlo Ancelotti, they done it within the space of 3-4 years to win the Champions League. Sure. Other managers, it took them a few years. Like Luis Enrique, it took him 7. It took Alex Ferguson in his reign at Man United. Right. In 20, how long was it United? 22 years. It took him 11 years.
Yeah, Jez would know that.
13 years, innit? He started in 86 or 85, right. And he won in 99. So it took him 13, 14 years to get his first European Cup. So I hope Arteta learns off this, because I can see why fans do get frustrated in cup games like Jez and all that, because it's like sometimes you're putting the boys out there, and it's like you were saying, like they go from Fulham, that performance, to Thursday.
That's my biggest issue by far.
Yeah, no, I relate to that,
The effort, the energy, everything was missing last night. That we showed
after the Fulham game,
and that's what makes me upset the most. So who's the difference? Well, it's Fabio Vieira's in there for Odegaard. Like I said before, Odegaard's the machine. Without him, the football is slower. It's slower. It's more lateral. It's slow because Vieira's position is so critical to getting the ball to Saka and getting the ball anywhere. I mean, it just shows how much we miss Odegaard. I used to call him the paper boy last season, right? We obviously missed him yesterday. Vieira's just not good enough. And when
Vieira, listen, even Vieira, I'll be honest with you, I rate Vieira for the future. I think he will become a good player.
Why?
It's just his time will come.
I'm sorry, Prince. Foul as someone who watches Portuguese football, I wasn't even convinced Vieira was good enough for Porto.
No, he will become a good
I'm sorry.
All right. We're gonna move over to Steve to get a neutral's point of view on that sporting game. Steve, did you catch that sporting game?
No, I watched. Yeah, I watched. I did watch along with my guy Tony Claude.
Tony, big up Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Sporting were quite good. I thought they were quite good across both legs. I thought they played better. For me, at least, if you guys went stronger, maybe you could have been the better side. But, that's why I think it's bullshit whenever people go on about all these other leagues outside of England being farmers' leagues. What a fucking stupid, idiotic, uneducated way of talking about football. People jerk off these players coming outside of England, but then also simultaneously want to say that these leagues are shite. So why do you want the players from the shite leagues? That doesn't make any logical sense. So if Ligue 1 is such a shit league, why have they produced more World Cup winners than the Premier League or the Old English First Division? Why is that the case? Why is that also the same case for the Bundesliga? Why is it also the same case for La Liga? Why do they produce Champions League, Europa League, and now even the Conference League winning sides? How is that the case? It does not make any sense. So I knew Sporting were a very good side, and a lot of people just didn't take them seriously. And especially what boggles my mind is after the first leg, they still thought it'll be a walkover. I'm like, there's no chance in hell. It's going to be a walkover for Arsenal. I thought you guys would do the business. I wanted you to because I support Benfica. I don't like Sporting one bit. I fucking hate them. But you didn't deserve to go through. Ultimately, I didn't think you did. I didn't think you were convincing enough. So that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles, I guess. And Arteta has to fix up in Europe in these cup competitions. How can Eddie Howe walk in to Newcastle United last year, then in about a year have us in a Carabao Cup final immediately, and we don't have the prestige or attraction per se as an Arsenal does? How is that the case? That don't make sense to me. And your fans have the ambition of fucking Grimsby Town, I swear to God. Just get in the top, percentage of it to get promoted. Like, that just don't make sense to me, bro. It really don't. None of this stuff that people say nowadays makes any sense. It's full of contradictions, hypocrisies, and a lot of bullshit, too. That stinks. So I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say.
Well, a lot of these people are going out here that I like calling them wind up merchants. They're literally just saying something to get somebody to look
nonsense. They just talk nonsense.
I mean, you look at the people over, and I have nothing against AFTV. Everybody's going at everybody. Everybody watches them. They have a huge following. Good for them. But they say the things that will get them views and will make everybody's day a little bit
They're
better.
Politicians. They say what's popular. And if it swings the other way, they'll just say that. Yeah. It's exactly what fucking politicians do. If the people in the country have this view on it, they'll say the popular thing to get the vote. Yeah. That's exactly what some of these people and channels do, bro. That's their business, not mine, but I know it reeks of bullshit.
I know, exactly. And it's one of those things where if you're looking to, get monetized and get a drone following behind you, yeah, go ahead and keep on spitting that dumb, like, toxic positivity. Sorry, I heard myself twice there for a minute, so it distracted me. Okay. Thank you, Steve. Big up Connor, the lone Irishman.
So,
on his day,
St. Patrick's Day. Irish, but I am Irish.
All right, Connor. I saw you on. We were on Doughboys last night. We were just on Jez's channel, but I want to hear. I think people need to hear your take on this. On this loss to Sporting again, because not only is it truth, I don't think anybody has put it as articulately as you do. So give us your take, man. And, if this is the Arsenal therapy session portion of the American Idiot show, so hit us with it.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, thank you very much for having me on, TJ. Really appreciate it. And the panel, all here. Hope you're doing well. And to pretty much wrap up what I was saying on John Jez's channel, I think last night was it was full of emotions. We were all disappointed. We were all upset. It was a bad day at the office in general. I think that the first thing you can point out was the team selection just wasn't strong enough. I was really hoping that midfield was enough to just put it to bed, but it wasn't. We should have gone full strength all the way. I kind of, looking now back at it, I wish we did go with the front line. I know we all wanted Saka to have a rest, but I wish we went with that front line of Martinelli, Trossard and Saka, because it was working. And the fact that we just chucked Jesus back in there, I know he wants game time. I know he's been urging for that starting 11 place again, but you got to work for it. And that front three was working, man. It's a shame, but listen, so much went wrong last night. The passing, I've got to just say, I said it last night on Delboy's channel, the passing was dreadful last night. We could not put together at least 3 passes. The midfield wasn't working together as a collective. It all really went wrong. And we could have really controlled it, but the injury to Saliba hit us massively. I think, to be fair to Gabriel, which hasn't been pointed out enough, I think he was fantastic last night. I think he was our best defender. He really did try his best last night. But I think having Saliba next to him really does solidify that defence. And we didn't really have that in Rob Holding. I mean, Holding tried his best, but it's Holding it at the end of the day. You don't really expect much. But listen, Sporting came with wanting the win, and they got it, and they deserved it. I mean, you can't fault it and say they didn't. They were the better team on the night. Yes, we may have had a better extra time. We may have been the better team. We may have been controlling it more. But by God, they were the better side in general, in my opinion.
You never looked like scoring in extra time. I do want to say that. At the 50th minute, it's on video as well for everyone who don't believe me. 55th minute, I said this is going to penalties. It's going to penalties. Because I knew...
This is the thing. I don't, like I say, I don't know if it's only me, but whenever I watch an Arsenal game, it's like I can tell how we're playing. I can tell the way it's going to go. And to be honest,
football in general.
But it's not even
that.
It was European night, wasn't it? And that's our normal performances in Europe. You know, it's such a shame because I really thought with the form we were going on this season in the Premier League that we could take it over to Europe. But we've spoken on it on Jez's channel earlier. Arteta really has capitulated a lot of these cups, and whether that's down to team selection, whether it's down to tactics, it never seems to work, and it's such a shame because we've been so good in the league. And whenever we've passed it over to cup competitions or Europe, it's just gone flat out, you know. And even in the group, our best team playing in that was PSV, and we weren't that great against PSV. Let's be real about it.
Especially away.
We lost to them.
Especially away.
We lost them away, and at the home game we weren't that great either. You know, so it's just I don't know what to say. And listen, it was to wrap it up because other people want to speak. It was a bad day at the office last night. A lot of mistakes. Ramsdale really has to learn from that now. The fact that he was so off his line is unbelievable. And fair bloody play to that Sporting player. What a goal. What a goal.
Yeah.
You cannot.
That really did sum up our night last night. And listen, I've said it multiple times. This Crystal Palace game on Sunday, there's no excuses. I'm not having this new manager bounce rubbish if they do end up getting in, who I think they will get in Roy Hodgson. In my opinion, I think he's going to make his way back to Crystal Palace, in my opinion. If they have a caretaker, no excuses. Like I say, these guys haven't scored in 5 games. They haven't won since December 31st. There is no excuse why we should not be putting our strongest 11 out there, minus maybe an injury to possibly Tomiyasu. I think Saliba will be back for Sunday. There is no reason why we shouldn't be putting out our strongest team and smacking them at least 2 or 3-0, keeping that clean sheet. Thank you very much, TJ.
That a boy. You know what? Hold on. Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Connor. All right. I just want to shout out a few people in the chat. Craig, Central Man, Ian, Jaminho, of course, my boy Luca AFC. Thank you guys for tuning in this evening. I know it's late where you guys are, so I really, really appreciate it on this St. Patrick's Day. You could be anywhere else, but you chose to be right here. So I have one question for this panel of mostly Arsenal fans.
Off the fucking mags.
Okay. If we finish, what is the here's the question. I was watching Dan Potts and Troops this morning, and I asked Dan Potts and Troops, at what point are you Arteta out? Because that's been going around after last night. I said, if we bottle the league, are you Arteta out? And they defined bottling the league as finishing 3rd or 4th. I disagree, but I want to pose this question to you. At what point after this season, what result from this season will make you Arteta out? I'm going to start with you, DVS.
What result from this season?
Yeah, so what place or lower are you Arteta out?
If we don't win the league, he's got to go.
So that's your line in the sand, pretty much.
100%.
Yeah, because and here's why. And I think Jez will attest to this as well. Between me and him, you have almost 70 years of Arsenal following the club. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And we have a possible 8 points if we beat Palace, this Sunday. With 8 points up and 10 games to go, if you have anything less than a trophy in Odegaard's fucking hands come May, it's a wash. Nothing happened. We lost all the cups. We lose the league. Then that means nothing happened this season. Right?
All right.
All the good gameplay, all the fantastic wins, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, the comebacks, all the hype we had for that, gone. Because in the end, it means fuck all if we don't win the league this season, this one time, out of Chelsea, who've spent $500 million, Man City having the worst season of their life, but the best goal scorer that probably Europe has ever seen in the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. That's debatable, right? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for all of us Gooners here. Anything less than a trophy is a fuck up. And I would not hesitate. I'm 60% yes, letting him go 40% no, because I think the bond with the squad is so tight. So there's that to consider. And I don't know if that bond with another manager, for those players in particular that we have, would be able, as a collective, get understand as well as they do, have an understanding as well as they do with Arteta. But again, that said, he's got to go if we don't win it, because we will be, if we win Sunday, 8 points up. That's 3 games that City would have to catch us. That's a lot of football. And, guys, again, Connor, you're a young guy. Steve, you're kind of young but look kind of old. For why?
Fuck's sake, it turned 22 like a week ago and I was fucking old. Yeah.
It's all good. So, for why? This is, you will agree with me, my friend. This is our once in a lifetime. And we have to do it this season. We have to go 8 points up Sunday, and we have to finish this off. There's no debate. And that's why I said Jez will understand. It's been 19 years.
Long time, no, it has, and that's why, like yesterday, that's why, like when they went out yesterday, I'm thinking, to me, the league's more important than any cup, because we haven't done it for 19 years.
But Europe is 30.
Yeah, but the league to me,
Prince, would you not want to have 2 trophies under the name? Don't get me wrong.
Bro.
Be greedy. Be greedy.
He's a realist now. He's a realist now.
All right, let me land. All right, let me land. You know how deluded I am, bro. And Jez knows how deluded I am. All right? But I'm not deluded enough to say Arsenal can win the double with this team. You got to be realistic.
Fair enough.
You got to look. I'm deluded. When fans say they want to win more, I think to myself, I'm the deluded one year. Look, our players, 2 months ago, we got to be honest, 6-7 months ago, before the season started, they weren't good enough to get in the Champions League, people were saying. And they weren't good enough to win anything.
We're not good enough.
Yeah. Well, now, we're in a situation that we never thought we would be in. I know we're in a situation, and we all know this, that we got a time, we're in a situation now where we can actually deliver the big one. I personally, my opinion is this cup would have distracted us, because I don't think Arsenal were good enough to play Wednesday away, Thursday away, Sunday home, Sunday away, going away to Manchester City. They're not good enough. Just take that 4 days off. We got less games week by week. Deliver the league title, because next year we might not be in this situation.
Yep. So Prince, I'm just gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you now, and then I'm gonna give it over to Jess. Are you Arteta in or Arteta out? If we lose the league.
Who, me?
I know what your answer is, Jess, but I want to give you the floor. Fuad, go.
No comment.
Okay, I'll take that no comment, you coward. Okay, Jez. Jez, you have the floor, my man.
Let's hear it, Jez. Once in a lifetime.
Well, let's look at it from this point of view. The 3 seasons, this guy has thrown away every cup competition we've entered. we've been embarrassed against teams like Nottingham Forest and shit show displays. If he Arteta has put his stall out to sacrifice cup competitions to win the Premier League, yeah, Premier League, yeah. If he doesn't win it, then he can fuck off, and he should be sacked.
100%.
No questions asked. Arsenal should be ruthless and say, well, you set your stall out, mate. You wanted the Premier League. You haven't achieved it. Go. You haven't done it. And I'm not going to fall for this crap. Oh, will it upset the team? Blah, blah, blah. No, it won't. The players don't give a flying floozy, right? Players in modern football are in it for the money. They don't care who the manager is, right? As long as they're doing what they're doing, they really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Ben White admits he doesn't like watching football. Sums it up.
I forgot about that.
He said categorically, I might sometimes watch back my performances to see if I can improve. Well, I think maybe he has done that. I think he has improved this season. I really do. I think he's been a very, very good right back this season. But to the point, TJ, guys, is we've sacrificed for 3 bloody years, right? Cup competitions, right? £500 million has been spent for Arteta. So, mate, you have to deliver. If you don't deliver, F off out of here. Because you ain't good enough. You've had your time. You've proven you're not good enough. Last night, you proved you are crap in Europe. And I think you did that because you don't believe in it, because you're putting all your eggs in one basket. And we know, one cracked egg can affect every other egg. So, people, be very careful what you wish for. And I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about a lot of fans out there. Oh, well, full, third, second. That's what it's about. No, is it bollocks? He set his stall out, Arteta, this season to go for the Premier League. And I've been fully supportive of him. I don't like the fella. I think he's an arrogant arsehole. But he does things to the extreme, puts players at risk. And he proved it again this season. And if he doesn't achieve it, I'm sorry, sod off.
He's a replaceable employee of the club. That's the bottom line. He's a replaceable employee.
We got AirPod Albert. He did all right when Arteta was banned for 3 games.
AirPod Albert. Steve,
The one thing that just bugs me is this is, I hate to use the word, and I think you'll hate it. This has all been a process. Arteta's got his team. He's now got his full team, and now if he completely bottled it because he's completely scuffed the Europa League and all the other cup competitions, even if we were in this title race now and we won, say, the Carabao Cup and didn't win the Premier League, I still want him gone because that's not enough for me, and you can't put, like Jez said, you can't put all your eggs in one basket and not achieve it. And I'm not having, touch wood it doesn't, but if it comes to the end of the season and we lose to this title by 2 points and people use the excuse, oh, it was only 2 points, that's not good enough. Because we haven't won anything. We've had the same. If we end this season second or third, I think it would probably be second, but if we don't win it, we have had the same, and I said we just did it on Jez, we've had the same season as Tottenham Hotspur if they get top 4. How is that good enough? with Antonio Conte, who all those lot want out of their club, you know? So, listen, at the end of the day, we've just, right now, and I think I'm not going to talk too negative. We've got to be positive. We all want this league title more than anything. Us Arsenal fans, anyway. We want this league title more than anything right now. We've just got to hope and pray that this man does the fucking job. We've got to hope and pray he does the job, honestly. Because if he doesn't...
Sorry, mate.
Just go on. No, go on, Jez, go on. We got to hope and pray he does it. Because if he doesn't do it, I fear for him, honestly. And it's sad because if he doesn't get it... Yeah, sorry, go on.
No. Go ahead. Finish your thought, Connor, and then I wanted to get back to Jez.
Nino's asked the question there. Craig, it was 10 points gap. I believe you might be right. It was 2002, 2003. We were 10 points clear of Man United. I was at the game at Bolton Wanderers when Omri and the other crew were showboating 2-0 up. We drew 2-2. And that was when the club went because they became too confident, too clever, and we lost that league by leading by 10 points. That can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen with this club. Currently, we ain't that good. Don't forget, that team we had back then was absolutely world class. This team we have right now, I would make this one statement. We have one left back who I make is world class. He's won more than anybody else in the club, and he plays for his country. Jesus, I would say, damn near world class. Apart from that, who else have we got that's world class at Arsenal Football Club?
I'd say Saka is on the way.
On the way, fair play, Steve. But that doesn't really mix it, does it?
Sure.
Party's world class.
Yeah, Partey, but that's probably it.
I remember the time.
Oh yeah, Partey's immense.
Yep. I think we can all agree on that.
And Steve, you got a penalty, man.
Yes, Trippier.
Jesus, I'm going to draw a game. Jesus.
Arsenal Football Club. We used to have players that would walk into our struggle to walk onto the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Struggle, and they went on to become quality. Fact. Now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mate. This club has slipped so far because of Arsene Wenger and Arteta. Arteta has had everything he's ever wanted, and if he doesn't deliver, guys, he doesn't. He's got to fuck off. Sorry, he's got to go.
All right.
That's good.
There's
going to be a celebration.
TJ.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting on it. Hold on. I'm waiting.
No,
He's going to jump now.
I got it. Sorry, I had to mute him. I love him, but I had to mute him.
It's going to be loud, yeah.
I haven't had a game that doesn't mean anything. Right on.
There you go. Yeah, talk to us when you're in the top 4. Please kick out Spurs. Thanks. Okay. So I think here's where I'm at right now. I want a clean house from top to bottom if we don't win the league. Clean house from top to bottom. Am I gonna get it? No, I'm not. But
I think we're gonna win the league, man.
Bro, I'm glad you're confident, and we better because we have one game a week now.
Yeah,
one game a week.
Do you know what is here? Like, I'm gonna drop something. I'm gonna like I said the other weeks. I'm gonna say something to a lot of Arsenal fans that they forget a lot. This Arsenal team, all right, ain't the same team that was playing in the previous few years, like from say 2007 and upwards. Because Arsenal, I think Mikel Arteta takes a lot of the blame. That's what happened in the past when he wasn't even at the club. As a player, when he was a player, obviously he got us to the Champions League all the time. He won the odd FA Cup with us. But it was none of that winning mentality because we had a manager at the club who's a dictator, who used to get everyone used to say, is the board. But Arsene Wenger was paid like 12 million and more with bonuses. And he used to take his money, get top 4 football, and he breathed that into the whole club. When the Kroenkes took over, they were happy with him doing that, and he was happy getting the paycheck. So it just stays stale. Like in the words of Claude, God bless his soul, Claude, you say that club is stale. The milk is stale. Like that's what happened for 10 years. I think when Mikel Arteta and when Emery come in, this is why I like Emery, and a lot of Arsenal fans think because we like Arteta, we never liked Emery. No, I liked Emery because Emery said something to the Arsenal fan base that people might not listen. Watch his interview. He said these players are the worst players I ever worked with. That's what Emery said.
That's savage as fuck. Damn.
You know, he said when we got to the final, they were in the. He said we're in the final. He went, the players are in the changing room in the final like that because they're so used to getting spoiled by Arsene Wenger. They don't like getting told what to do. So Unai Emery said, I told the players this. You've got you've got fans out there traveled all the way to Baku. Go out there and play for the fans. Try and win this cup for the fans. He went, this is their reaction.
Fact.
That's Emery telling you.
Oh, Jesus.
So when Mikel Arteta come in, he was like, what's going on here? He took the worst job ever. Do you think Allegri would have come to that? Do you think Luis Enrique would have come to that? When you got all these Spanish managers speaking together, saying, yo, listen.
But you're big boy Arsenal. Shouldn't you be able to get
Doesn't
this kind of manager?
Yeah, but everything
Yeah.
bro.
Look,
it don't stay
look.
with you. We can't go off the 1930s. We're in 2022.
Look, I'm gonna go back to my point in Prince. Like, I'm hearing you, and I think you're. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna say this again. You're speaking facts for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's honestly, if you have eyes, you can see it. But my big thing here, and here's where I think we're gonna get caught the same way that Spurs are gonna get caught, is that our ownership doesn't have the intent to win, the drive that 30% of this fan base has, and 70% of the other 70% of the fan base pretends to have. If we don't win the league, I want Edu out, I want Venai out, I want Arteta out, I want his entire staff out, I want the janitor out, I want the kitchen staff out, I want everybody out. And we need to get somebody in here that can actually teach these kids how to win and how to finish the job.
I think winning the league, though, could be even a downfall, bro. Because how do you know he's American?
I don't care. I don't care.
I'm saying, though.
I want to win so bad.
Yeah. I think we're going to win the league.
Fucking better.
We're going to win the league. You don't worry about us. Worry about your small team against Nottingham Forest. Listen. Yo, I'm saying this. If we win the league, you're going to see, like, we say Mikel Arteta delivers the title. All right, I believe we're going to win the league. That's when the Arsenal fan base can test the waters of the Cronkies. We've won the league. We want more.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to test their waters because they've got away with a lot of shit. If this guy delivers a title, and he comes out to the fan base, look, I've delivered the league title. They're not giving it now. Now it's time for us to get bigger because. What was he saying in this press conference in the middle of the season when we were top? Arteta, can you win the league? It depends on the resources. It depends on the resources. It depends on the... He said that from August all the way to December. But next season, if Arsenal wins the league, I'm looking forward to Mikel Arteta's press conference because he will come out and say, they're not backing me in them kind of words.
I hope so. But I've never seen Arteta say one bad word about the ownership. I mean, you're not going to go in front of a bunch of press and talk shit on your boss, are you? I won't.
No, but he does it.
I really enjoy my job.
But Warren, he's articulate. He does it clever. See, he was saying, I need the resources. But
if you have an IQ above 50, Fuad, you're going to know what he's saying. Like, come on, dude. Like, here's the thing, and then I want to move on from this. Unless, Dal, do you have anything you want to contribute here? Sorry, man.
Just quickly, yeah, that's okay. I think that, when you talk about the Cronkies overall, yeah, maybe as an organization not connected, but I truly believe Josh Kroenke is connected to the club. And I truly believe Josh Kroenke wants the best for the club. And I truly believe that Josh Kroenke wants to win. I really do. and they have backed Arteta. Arteta's not playing players like Kieran Tierney that he didn't pick, and that happens in football. And again, it's it's the money is there, the money's always been there. It's the recruitment. It's like, again, why are we buying Pablo Vieira's and not?
I think Edo needs to be the first on the firing line.
We'll say again.
Edu needs to be the first on the firing line. I want Edu out even if we win the league.
You can find a far better sporting director. We did.
You spent $34 million on Fabio Vieira, who gets blown away by a gust of fucking wind. It's not good recruitment. That is not Arteta's fault. He can only use the players that there's purchased by Edu, right? But he is at fault for picking them. Fair enough.
Yep.
So the fact of the matter is that comes down to recruitment. Why did we get Fabio Vieira? We had Tielemans waiting in a hotel room. Why did we get Fabio Vieira? Or why haven't we dished off, sold Emerald Smith Rowe, who's as injury as prone as a motorcycle stunt man, and go get somebody, like Leon Goretzka from Bayern Munich, or Joshua Kimmich, or somebody like that. Top midfielders that will be happy to play in the Premier League, get a larger check, and will come in the 70th minute and change a game for us. Why do we have to wait for this, and why isn't the recruitment good enough? That's all I really have to say. Edu should be the first to go. Edu's only working with the tools that he's given. I mean, Arteta's only worked with the tools that he's given most of the time, but he still picks the tools. So
and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and then I want to move on to preview the Premier League because I think we've I feel like I've exercised some demons. I don't know if you guys have, but the longer that Edu stays in the job, the more I get impatient with the Cronkies. You can say Josh wants to win all you want, but as long as he keeps that fraud as our sporting director, he's culpable too.
I agree.
So there we go. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's preview the Premier League, boys. Let's do it. We're already at 52 minutes. What?
It's all you got left, the Premier League. So
yeah. So we might as well preview it. Let's talk over some of the games, and I'm going to leave Arsenal Crystal Palace for last. So last week we had I asked the boys to go ahead and turn in their predictions. So what I wanted to do here is just share the results. Mostly because I need to brag, because the American idiot, the Americans won. Okay, so what I did was I gave if we got it right on, I gave people 2 points. If we predicted a win or a draw or a loss correctly, I gave you a point. So me and Dow, the Americans, 7 points. Jez with 6, and Kyle the Irish Volcano with 5. So just want to go ahead and say, good job to myself, and we'll go ahead and move on. All right, so let's talk this week. Good. What were you going to say, Jess? Sorry.
I said, that's cool. Yeah, same place.
All right. Well, we'll do it again this time. We always got another chance. That's the best part about this show, or at least one of the best parts. So let's talk over some matches here. So obviously we're not going to talk about Newcastle, but Newcastle defeated Nottingham Forest away 2-1. Congratulations to my girl, Mama Flossie, and Strasbourg Steve. I still hate you. No, I don't hate you. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into our predictions for the matches this week. So tomorrow we have Leicester City away against Brentford. Dow.
Brentford 2-1.
Brentford 2-1. All right. Jez.
Brentford Leicester. I'm going to go on that one 2-0 Brentford.
2-0 Brentford. And obviously, if it's not apparent, put in your score predictions in the chat. If you put your score predictions into the chat, I will include you, and I'm talking to you, Jamino. I know that you're doing it. I will include you in the spreadsheet for next week. So if you're not on the show, it doesn't matter. You still participate. Everybody participates. Okay, Connor.
Yeah, Brentford Leicester. I mean, Brentford have only got one loss this season at home, I believe. So pretty sure they're going to carry on that run. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 win to Brentford.
Okay. 3-1. All right.
They can score goals. I think they'll get 3. I think they might score a good few. So,
all right. Fuad, the prince himself.
I'm going 2-1 Leicester.
Oh, okay.
I fancy Leicester. They're due a win. And they've been playing well. 2-1 Leicester.
Okay. Strasbourg, Steve.
Wouldn't it be ironic that we all predict Brentford and Prince predicts Leicester, and Leicester can go ahead and win this?
That happened. That happened. I predicted that 1-0 Everton win, and I was the only one to do so. Just say. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
I'll go 3-1 Brentford.
3-1 Brentford. Okay, and I am gonna go 2-1 Brentford on that. We have
2-0.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have the Shitbirds visiting Southampton. Tottenham away to Southampton.
I'm going to go Southampton 2-0.
I love it. Jess.
Southampton. Not seeing it, man. I'm going to go 2-0 Spurs.
2-0 Spurs. Connor.
It's a difficult one. I'm trying to think because Tottenham they had that silly little run of they got knocked out of both competitions, but
they're always on a silly
Southampton.
little.
But Southampton have been so poor this season, haven't they? So I'm going to go 2-0 Tottenham. Actually, do you know what? No, Fraser Forster's been so poor. I'm going to go 2-1 Tottenham actually, because Fraser Forster's been so poor. So yeah, I'll go 2-1.
So bad.
He is. He's
so
very bad.
Prince.
I'm going Southampton.
Score prediction.
Southampton. Oh, Tottenham are dead, bro. They're dead, man.
Cheers his face.
They've been dead for a while.
Dead. I'm going Southampton 2-0. I'm confident. I'm confident Southampton. They beat Chelsea at the bridge.
Yeah.
2-0 Southampton. I'm confident, bro. And I want Newcastle to get in the top 4, so 2-0 Southampton.
Even though Southampton, I think they're the least scoring team so far this season, Prince. Are you sure you think Southampton will win?
So are Wolves, and they beat Spurs 1-0 at home.
That's very true. Actually, do you know what? That's very true. That's very true. And it is Tottenham at the end of the day, so. Okay.
Steve?
I'm going 1-0 Saints.
1-0 Saints. Oh!
Get in there, Steve.
Get in, Steve-O.
Get in there,
Oh, I
Steve-O.
can't wait. I can't wait to watch that one. I'm gonna be on for that one. Actually, I might do a watch along for that one.
I just realised
for that one.
Quick question for the Americans here: you get the games there, don't you? Over in
Yeah,
Every
Peacock.
single one of them.
Peacock or USA, baby.
Oh yeah, don't talk
Connor.
about it.
We have 4 games a weekend if you have cable television.
Connor, you know how deep I can watch football? I can watch pre-qualifiers for the FA Cup. Like before the first round starts. I can watch those games.
God bless America,
Mexican channel,
land that I love.
ESPN Plus.
the Mexican channel shows everything as well. All the Mexican
Yeah.
channels. One of them is all
mate.
football.
I'm so lucky.
Get a VPN. Okay. Yeah, I might do a watch. If I get up early enough, I might do a watch along for that Southampton game. If anybody wants to come,
Wasting your bandwidth, bro.
Bro, who cares? It's
DJ,
all about,
let's
it's all
watch a
about
game. No, bro, let's watch a game. Let's watch a game worth half a shit. I don't want to watch.
Oh, come on! I like making fun of Tottenham though.
I know, I
never
do
mind.
too.
Chelsea.
All right, Steve, you find a game and I'll watch it with you. I learned way too much during that Real Madrid watch along.
Good.
Find a good one. Find a good one though. Okay, and I'm going 2-0 Spurs. All right, we got Bournemouth visiting Aston Villa.
That's actually, I think that's going to be a pretty good game. I'm thinking that still it's going to be Bournemouth. They won last weekend, didn't they?
Yep.
Yep.
Liverpool.
They beat
Beat
Liverpool.
They won
Liverpool.
one weekend before that, right? They beat Liverpool, right?
They beat Liverpool, and then we barely got out of jail against them the week before.
Right.
I mean, Bournemouth are not to be overlooked. The Cherries are not to be overlooked, man. They're
I
not.
wasn't thinking Bournemouth. I was thinking Brighton. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Bournemouth and Villa. I think Villa's going to do them 2-1.
Okay. Jess.
1-1.
1-1. Connor.
Completely agree with Jez there. 1-1.
Prince.
Is it in Villa Park or in Bournemouth?
Villa Park. Yeah.
Villa Park.
Oh, I fancy Aston Villa. Oh, I'm going to go Aston Villa 2-0.
Strasbourg Steve.
Based off the head-to-head record, Bournemouth have actually beaten Aston Villa 4 straight times. 4. A 2-0 win this year at home. I watched that game. That was a very good Bournemouth performance. Then in 2019-20, Bournemouth beat them 2-0 at home. And then they went away to Villa Park, won 2-1. And then the year before, 2016, they won
2-1
Jesus.
at Villa Park. So I'm taking 2-1 Cherries all day, every day.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to take Steve to Vegas with me.
I am going to be in Tom Hanks's corner, and I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
Fuck Tom Hanks and fuck Aston Villa. That's all I'm saying.
I just think it's so random that Tom Hanks is a Villa fan. Like, I would love to hear the story behind that. I've never heard that.
And don't forget, Michael B. Jordan is now owning half of Bournemouth as well.
Yeah, like,
really?
well, no, American investors, that's not a new thing. Like, and, actually, you
Yeah,
know what?
Michael
I'm
B.
gonna hold off
Jordan,
on my next
the
comments.
actor, Michael.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Weird. Yeah,
I know.
Weird.
Okay, let's finish these up, and then I have one more subject, and we'll get it out. We're already over an hour here, guys. I appreciate you hanging in.
Sad thing is to say, our future King of England is also an Aston Villa fan. What's that?
Oh, that's brutal.
When his grandmother, bless her soul, was an actual gooner. Queen Elizabeth II was an Arsenal
Queen
fan.
Lizzie was a gooner.
Fucking traitor.
Yeah. What's that? How's that? How has he not been taken to the tower and had his head chopped off?
Because we're not in France, Jazz. That's why.
Oh, that's too much. That's too much. Okay, let's keep going. Wolves hosting Leeds.
0-0. No. Leeds and Wolverhampton. Leeds are 1-0 leads.
1-0 Leeds.
Yeah, Wolverhampton are really bad.
Wow. Okay, Jess.
That's a good one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-0 Wolves.
2-0 Wolves.
Here's a fact for you guys. Here's a fact. Arsenal's opening game at Highbury in 1946, after World War II. Highbury was severely bombed at one point because it was a marshalling yard during World War II. Hence why Arsenal played at Tottenham, White Hart Lane, and our future Queen, Princess Elizabeth, attended that game, met the team, and met my granddad. My granddad at that time was a steward.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Nice.
That's sick.
That is
There you go.
absolutely incredible.
That's amazing.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Jess. That's incredible. Okay, Connor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for. Yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-0 leads because Wolves haven't scored that many goals this season, so I'm not really sure. And I think Leeds might take it to them. New manager, I think they might get something, so I'm going to go 2-0 Leeds.
Okay. Prince.
I watched Wolves against Newcastle, and it was actually a good game. I think Wolves, went at them, but Newcastle it's like with Isaac and was just a bit too much for them. But I think I'm going to go with Jets. I'm going to go 2-0 Wolves because they did play well against Newcastle. It's not like they've had bad results, but they are performing. They're starting to play better. So yeah, 2-0 Wolves. I'm going.
Okay, Steve.
Give me 1-0 Wolves. I'll go 1-0.
I'm going the exact same. I'm going the exact same 1-0 Wolves.
1-0.
Yeah, just by virtue of them being at home, I think Leeds are dead. I think
Leeds can't score.
Yeah, Leeds are dead.
Both teams can't score. 1-0 Leeds.
Leeds,
Both teams
yeah.
are crap. Both teams are
Leeds,
shit, bro.
Leeds USA are
Leeds
brutal.
are a little bit better,
Yeah.
in my
Okay.
opinion. But right, Wolves aren't that terrible at home. I mean, Ruben Neves.
No.
But
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Chelsea is hosting Everton.
that's a big one. That would be an interesting watch along. Chelsea have won 3 straight. It's starting to kind of click a little bit. Everton at Chelsea, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Chelsea will beat them 3-0. I think they're starting to. So from what I've seen of Chelsea the last few games, there's some highlights on YouTube. It's starting to click a bit. I think Potter's finally settled on the right 11. Everton just can't hold a candle to them. Obviously, I mean, to me, Chelsea are the best team in the world on paper, with all the talent they have. But yeah, I think they're going to do them 3-0.
Okay. All right. Jess.
Who Chelsea played again?
Everton going to the bridge.
Oh,
And
Christ.
Chelsea on a 3-0 win streak.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm seeing that 3-0. Chelsea 3-0.
Connor.
Jaminho.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea. Okay.
Mhm.
Prince.
I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. Is that a hope or is that like an educated
I
guess?
don't know. For some reason, I just got that feeling that Everton are going to score and they're going to score. So I'm going to go 1-1. Just got that feeling.
Yeah.
I got a feeling it's going to be a draw for some reason. 1-1.
Okay. Steve.
I'll take probably. I'll go 2-0 Chelsea. I think I'll go 2-0.
Okay. 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am going 3-0 Chelsea for that one. Okay. All right. And then the final game we have to talk about. Crystal Palace visiting the Emirates. I want everybody's score prediction. I don't need any preambles. I don't need any justification. We know what we need to do to win from an Arsenal side. Give your predictions now.
Well,
Let's
let me
go
give
with
you
you,
some
Dow.
justification in my preamble. So
Here we go.
Good. Just kidding. No, I think we're going to do them 2-0. I don't see them scoring. If Saliba's back, bam, 2-0.
All right. Jess?
Yeah, I'm confident in this one. You said no preamble, so I won't. I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0. Okay. Connor?
Complete same as Jez. Listen, if we play exactly the same as we did at Fulham, we'll be able to slap these guys easily. No, we're going to forget this game yesterday. Put it behind us for now, as much as it does piss everyone off. 3-0. It's going to be a slapping. It's got to be. This Crystal Palace side has been so bad.
Yep. Prince?
I'm
going with the young man Connor and young man Jess. 3-0.
3-0. Absolutely. Steve?
Unfortunately, 1-1.
1-1? Oh,
Listen. You can't actually blame Steve. You can't blame Steve of our previous results against Crystal
No,
Palace.
we can't. You're right.
That's
You're
the
right.
problem, brother, that we all feel deep down that he's
Now
fucking
who's being deluded, huh?
That's why we're therapy. We know in our heart one thing, but in our mind says another, Connor.
Listen, you got to go. This is different. I think this is especially with how Crystal Palace have been playing.
Right.
If we don't come out with this with a win, we're going to get bantered.
You should. I'm not saying.
Oh, if we lose this, I don't want to go on the I don't want to go on Arsenal YouTube. I'm going to need to
United's going to
retire.
be worrying going forward.
I would even go to say that if we don't win this game and go 8 points up, we definitely fall one step under.
Yeah.
Meaning
100%.
second.
8 points.
We have to get 8 points Sunday. 8 points, like I said
100%.
before, is 3 games, and that is a lot. That is a massive amount.
And then we just got to hope and pray Liverpool beat City.
Madrid. I'll give a shit who they are. That is a massive mountain to climb.
Yeah.
And then after Crystal Palace, I think we have someone week 2 at home. Who?
We've got Leeds afterwards. We've got the international break and we've got Leeds. Yeah.
So, right, exactly, Leeds. So we go 8 points up. We go 3. City get a win or draw. We're still 8 points up. I mean, maybe 11 if City,
And then that stuff will be massive going into these Man City and Liverpool games. This is why.
What's your prediction? What?
What?
Do you want to do a prediction? Do you want to do a prediction?
I said 3-0.
Oh, 3-0. Anyway, I got a bit of hope anyway. Listen, every team that wins 7-0, a week later loses 1-0. Man City won 7-0 in the Champions League. They drew a 1-0 loss against Liverpool. Come on, the Scousers.
I think I don't know. So to me, this Crystal Palace game is really the kind of the precipice, the apex of our season, because we, like I said, the 8 points is such a massive gap.
Yeah, it's a mental thing.
5 points now, I'm not really that secure, right? That's not many points at all. But 8 points, again, I keep harping on it, is a significant mountain to climb for any team.
That's what happened with us.
We have to win tomorrow. I think that's more important than the Bournemouth game. It's more important than the Leicester game. It was more important than the Everton game that we won. This game, this Sunday, will put us over the hill.
Yeah.
And if we win it, we will win the league.
You better.
Whoa, that's I just.
But
clipped
if we
that.
don't
I'm
win
gonna
this
clip
one, but if we don't win this one and we draw, or we lose, then we're back to a toss-up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because you can't. You know, he's right because it happened to us before, didn't it? It was in 1999. I think we had 2 games and game in hand, Arsenal, innit? And we never took our chances, innit? You'd rather the points on the board, especially when it's thing. And that's what Man United. Because Man United, Arsenal had to win in 2 games, and we would have won the league in 1999. But for some reason, the pressure was too much for us. And we just bottled the league then. And after Man United, we won our last 2 games. We won the next 2 games. Then it was a point in between us. And we went, Leeds come to high. I think Leeds beat us. Or was it? Yeah, I think Leeds. Who beat us in 99? It was what? I can't. Oh. Jez, who beat us in 99 for the title?
Man United.
It was them. Man United, I thought it was them.
But
Yeah.
that's the year they won the treble.
Yeah. They won the trouble, but they beat us to the title, didn't they? Because we had games in hand.
Yeah, we were 2 games up.
We were 2 games up, and then them games in hand. I agree with you. If the points are on the board, Man City are going into that Liverpool game, knowing we gotta be careful, we gotta hesitate, and Liverpool got nothing to lose.
Right, and City still have to face Liverpool, I think, too. And
Yeah, they're playing the next game.
Liverpool's yeah. So Liverpool's a tough test for City. So yeah, I think we beat Crystal Palace, and we go 8 points up. I think it's pretty much a done deal, guys. But it's Arsenal. So,
that's how you can. I think you could just sum this entire show up with it's Arsenal.
pretty much after what we saw.
You know?
Thursday, yeah.
So, all right, Jaminho put in this question. What'd you say, Jess? Sorry.
No, it's been like it all my life. Nothing's
Yeah.
ever changed. This is Arsenal, and in fact, I actually remember when my granddad was alive, and he saw the great teams of the 30s and all that palaver, and he said, Arsenal will never be concurrent because they are trying to be too proud, and that's how it is.
Truer words never spoken. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, Jaminho put in this last question, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up, boys. I heard someone say this a few days ago. He says, so I'll ask you, do you think Arteta's Rangers pass and Tierney's Celtic pass are the reason why he doesn't play Tierney?
If it is, that's the most unprofessional bullshit I've ever heard in my fucking life. I'll
That's
say
a
that.
bit conspiratorial to me too. That's a bit conspiratorial. That's a stretch.
Well,
I know that's some tin hat football stuff right
Yeah.
there.
do you know what? I think I seriously, I think on Sunday, I think he's got to put Kieran Tierney there.
He won't, but yeah.
He won't, but he
he's got to in
should.
this game. Yeah. I think they're getting fouled out.
He'll be playing in
Start
black
Tierney
and
now.
white. That's his next game, baby.
I got nothing against Zinchenko, but this game will suit Tierney better because their wingers will come at
It's more
us.
physical. Yeah.
More physical. You can't have
Yeah,
Zinchenko. You're gonna have Esse and you're gonna have Eza and Zaha running down them wings. Do you know how fast they are?
Very fast.
Very fast.
Extremely fast.
Very fast. Yeah.
But then the only thing is, Wilfred Zaha, they said, ain't happy because he and Eza and all them players because Vieira's the one who told him to stay, innit? He wanted to go. So I don't think they're gonna put 100%. But I hope Arteta plays Kieran Tierney, man. He got to come in now. We got to tighten up our defense.
Forward,
We need somebody that can cross the ball on the overlap into these guys.
We got
Somebody
need
other than
someone to
somebody other than
defend.
Trossard.
You need
Yeah,
someone
and
to
somebody who can
defend.
actually exactly. We don't
And
need
Zinchenko,
5
West,
midfielders.
man. You can see Zinchenko. You can see at the penalty shootout. He was gone. He was holding his legs, man. He was trying to lift his leg up. You can't play Zinchenko on Sunday. No way. No
Yeah.
way.
Oh, he will,
I
though.
don't-
That's why I'm saying it's going to be a draw.
I don't think we will not see Tierney in this starting 11. We won't.
No, I think Arteta's going to start him. I really do.
Send me your Venmo print. Send me your Venmo prints. I will Venmo you $5 if Tierney freaking starts. I will do that right now. I don't
No, man,
care.
just send me your-
That is how confident I know that Arteta, like, something happened with those two. And Connor, you brought it up last week. Something happened with those two that like Arteta feels disrespected or something. We haven't seen this kind of ousting since Aubameyang. So
Right.
yeah, those are my thoughts. Dal, do you have any other closing thoughts, my friend? Any other questions?
Closing thoughts and reflections is that, I want to win. And I think, again, I keep stressing it. 8 points up is another hurdle to climb for any team coming from behind us. And it's better to have points on the board than to be chasing points. And I think we can do this business Sunday. And it's helpful that City have a FA Cup game.
Yep.
I mean, it's the way the schedule is. And you only play who's in front of you. And we go again. We have to put Thursday's result behind us. It was a shit showing. It's over. We all know the outcome. We all know part of the culprits and who wasn't good enough and so forth. But we've got to push Sunday. We have to win Sunday. It's a huge letdown if we don't win Sunday.
All right, Oregon. Shout out your socials. Everybody shout out your socials, and we are going to go ahead and take this out of here.
Oregon
Enjoy
Goon
your
at
weekend.
YouTube. Thank you. Oregon Goon at YouTube, Oregon Goon HD on Twitter. So come and say hi. Thank you so much, TJ, for the co-host.
You're the co-host with the most, my friend.
I'm trying real hard.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Jez, the legend.
Mate, I'm no legend. I know people love to call me that. I'm not.
Whatever.
I'm no more of a legend than any of you other guys here.
We just
Yeah,
respect
I've been
you,
there.
Jazz.
Yeah,
We
okay,
respect
thanks.
you.
But I've been around the club a long time, and I do know a lot about the club. And sometimes I get upset about this club that I've loved all my life. I've been privileged, basically, to live opposite the stadium, Highbury as was, and privileged to meet many people. But it is what it is. And all of you guys, all the fans out there, the fans that go home and away, they're legends. They are the legends. Back in time, unfortunately, I can't go so much now. It's just too expensive. I live too far away. But I'll just say this. May I say this? TJ, great channel. BVS, love having you on. Steve, factual. I actually respect the fact of what you do, you're the only person I listen to about European football. You are the only one. Prince Fowd, top fella. Can't always agree with you, to be fair. But, you know, it is what it is. I respect what you tell me. I love your debates in places. We've had a few. We've had a few on North Sides, and it's been great fun. Connor,
He's been
top
ducking me.
man. Connor, top fella, man. But anyway, guys, it's been a great show. Love this one tonight. There's been no stupidness, no nonsense. And yeah, thanks for you guys that supported me. Channel is Arsenal History and More. And on Insta, it's collins.jez. And I look forward to doing more with you, TJ. And if Arsenal do not win on Sunday, Arteta, you are a complete clown.
All right. Can't end it any better than that, Connor.
Yeah, I agree with everyone else. Thank you very much for having me on the show, TJ, and also Oregon Gooner as the co-host. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, as I say all the time, I do graphic work. I've done graphic work for Jez. I'm just about to start doing some for TJ. So if you guys have YouTube channels or Instagram or anything like any social media, I do any graphic work. So just hit me up, cmo.editing on Instagram. And yeah, I'm more than happy to work with people. I've always got great people to work with. And yeah, again, thank you very much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. And all the panel as well. You're all legends.
Of course, Connor. And look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Just based off of the song, that intro is gonna be absolutely lit. I know it's gonna be unbelievable. All right, Prince, shout out, my friend.
You can catch me on Prince Fuad TV, and if you want anything controversial, you can catch me on Instagram on Prince and you know already, I'm the best wind up in the history.
Oh yeah, we know.
I get TJ rattled. I get Dada rattled. I get Warner rattled. You know like.
It's last night. I've got to say, Rich, you said something about Eddie. You're like, if Eddie was on, he would have scored, and then Warren went crazy.
Yo,
that's interesting. Prince, you don't say much about Eddie now, my friend, at all. You know, his name hasn't come out of your mouth in the last hour and 22 minutes.
I know, but you know, yesterday, I thought, do you know what? They want to be throwing allegations at me. Watch this now. If Eddie was on the pitch, and they went ballistic. I like it though.
Unbelievable.
You know, it's all love and it's all banter.
Yeah, it's all laughs, isn't it? It's all laughs.
It's all love. And you know what? I think like we were saying to Jess, me and Jess says this all the time. Like when we first started speaking a year, 2 years ago, and he said like, if everyone agreed with everyone, the world would be boring.
100%.
So boring.
You know,
100%.
You'd be like, oh yes. Nah, fuck that shit. Let's all disagree sometimes.
100%.
Yeah.
We love you, Mama Flossie. Okay, Prince, thank you for coming on. Steve, Strasburg Steve, tell us where we can find you, my friend.
Yeah, bro. You can find me on Twitter, Stove Mahala, Machala. You can find me on YouTube, Strasbourg Steve. I'll be doing watch-alongs probably this weekend, and I'll be streaming some international games too. So.
Oh my goodness.
We're definitely gonna be doing some live streams of Georgia, bro. Watching Kvaratskhelia tear up a few fucking little former Soviet countries. That'll be fun. So, you know what? Even though Georgia are formerly Soviet, so yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. So yeah.
All right.
I got a question for Steve, real quick. Sorry, Steve.
Go.
Do you rate Napoli's CDM number 99 Asprilla? Is that his name?
Anguissa?
Yeah.
Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa? Fuck yeah, bro. Absolutely, I rate him.
That's who I want in. That's who I want
Absolutely.
in. That's who I want in. Just checking.
What
Okay.
a baller. My word.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, big up everybody in the chat. Big up the panel. Sub to every buddy on this panel. Please, 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 please. This has been TJ Warren TV, The American Idiot Show, episode 2. We're out of here.
Peace out, people.
Mm.
Up the fucking mat.